Welcome back to the Everyday Diesel YouTube channel. I'm going to be finally starting a project that I've had on my mind for pretty much all summer. Pretty much ever since I got this new space to be able to work in. This is going to be part one of who knows how many video series. I'm going to break it up mainly because I want to get some content on the channel. Race truck rebuild. I'm going to be going through this truck and redoing a lot of stuff. There's several things that I want to do on this. I'm going to pull the engine, tear apart basically the entire engine bay as much as possible. Completely tear apart the engine, at least, you know, all the accessories and, you know, front cover, oil pan, tappet cover, injection pump, lines, all that stuff. I'm going to paint and clean up everything. For those of you who know this truck a little bit more than others, you know it looks decent from far away, but up close it's pretty grimy, like most second gens. Going to repaint, reseal the engine, all new gaskets, all that good stuff. Got some goodies that I'm starting to accumulate for dressing up the engine and upgrades as well. I'm wanting to make this thing really nice. I thought quite a bit about trying to find a second or third gen, mostly like a third gen roller, or even just a cheap beat up truck that needed work, and starting from scratch and building a new race truck. And that sounds fun, and that's not off the table either, but if I did that, I don't know what I would do with this truck. I don't want to sell it. Sold a truck that I liked a lot in the past and I regret it, you know, so I don't see why I need to sell this. The main reason why I would is because of its nastiness. It's got quite a bit of, not rust really, it does have rust. The cab's got some rust underneath the door sills. This truck was sprayed with some kind of undercoating, and I mean, it is like just wiping my hands on the battery box. It is disgusting, and that's everywhere on this whole truck. And throughout the past couple of years of working on it, every area that I work on, I've cleaned that, and I've painted the frame here and there. I've done an incredible amount of wire wheeling in an effort to, you know, get rid of all that stuff. It's pressure washing doesn't take it off. But anyways, I'm not trying to make this a long, boring talking video, just trying to make a quick intro to part one of this. The bed's gonna come off, clean up everything back there, do a lot of painting, rear suspension, gonna make some changes back there with the leaf springs and the shocks, and basically just go through this thing all the way through. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna start tearing this thing apart. I'm gonna try to show, you know, a little bit of everything in case maybe you're wanting to tear your engine out of your second gen. Maybe you'll find some of this helpful. All right, it's been about 35, 40 minutes since I filmed that little intro there. Making some progress. Got the radiator and electric fans out, intercooler out, top core support piece out, battery out, drained the coolant, obviously. Made little to no mess, which is pretty awesome. So yeah. Here I can give you kind of a better look of what I mean when this thing is so, you know, a lot of the stuff I post is like right here. Looks pretty good. You got a lot going on that, you know, makes you look away from the griminess. But then you can go down here and just see kind of what I'm talking about. There's the frame. So right here, like this portion of the front of the frame here, that is what the entire frame looks like, front to back on this whole truck. And you can see where I've come in and wire wheeled in the past and cleaned all that up and made it look, you know, presentable. You know, all this part of the frame here and some back there. But for the most part, that is what I'm dealing with on this truck. And here, I can kind of like look in there. Yeah, it's disgusting. I mean, look at that back there. I remember when I put some FireWire LED headlights in this truck back when it was just a stock truck. It was one of the dirtiest jobs I had done. Because getting down in here to change that bulb and this bulb. Now, this is a new fender, so night and day on the passenger side, but this is a new fender that I just put on here recently. But that was, yeah, completely black, disgusting hands after doing that job. So, you know, battery tray is just covered. You can see the buildup in there. So, I'm going to continue to tear some stuff apart here. Probably start taking off some more of this intercooler piping and probably start on the turbos. All right, so a couple days and some time has passed since the last time-lapse clip. I really only wanted a time-lapse just taking off all the main components. There's a whole lot, you know, most of the work is wiring and power steering hoses and just all the odds and ends that you got to take off the engine to be able to pull it out. I just now finished up unbolting, so I have a transmission jack under the transmission, because for right now I'm going to leave the rest of the powertrain in the truck. I just want to get this engine out and on the stand. That's the goal. So I didn't want to mess with drive shafts, transfer case, and all that. So I got a jack underneath the transpan, holding it up, hoping that's going to suffice. In the past, I've used a ratchet strap across the frame rails. That worked. Starter wires. Cut most of the power steering lines because I'm going to replace them. The 18mm nuts that hold some of the lines on, I couldn't crack them loose. So just got them. Going to put all brand new ones on it. It kind of needs them anyways. They seem to be factory. So I'm going to finish taking this valve cover off because I got a new engine lift bracket that I'll show you in a second. This out of the way. So here's what I got. This is a Firepunk fabricates these 24 valve engine lift bracket and lift the engine from there. Much easier than draping a train across your two lift points, which actually this truck doesn't have them. So at some point, somebody has either removed. That's all I can think of. There's no eyelets at the front or the rear to lift from. So, all right, so I got the Firepunk engine mounting or engine lifting bracket all mounted up, ready to go. Everything's taken apart. Already got a hell of a gap on the transmission just from taking it apart. I did put a little bit of pressure on that stand already, or the jack down there, so that's probably doing that. Got everything disconnected over here. Probably hard to see. I don't have a whole lot of light. but I'm ready to clean up my mess on the floor, get the engine hoist into position, connect it up, put some tension on it, and then start taking apart some engine mount bolts. All right, guys, so I got the engine out and got it sitting where it's going to sit for the moment, on some cardboard, on some blocks. This is just there for fun. It's not really doing much. She's pretty sturdy. So this thing needs a ton of cleanup before I do anything. So I'm going to end this video here. This is part one of this project, part one of who knows how many. I have no idea how long this will take, but we got all winter. So basically from here on out, I'm just going to film whatever I feel is somewhat interesting to film. Right now is pretty much the beginning stages of cleaning. There's just so much cleaning that needs to be done before anything cool or fun gets to happen. I've got parts lists. We got a lot of cleaning to do on this block before I do an actual tear down and rebuild of it. Not sure how deep we'll get into that. There was a real possibility of trying to get a new truck, like a 3rd gen specifically, is what I wanted. Still kind of do, but and then building a race truck out of that. But financially, I don't really want to do that. I've already got plenty of money invested into this setup. I like this truck. I don't really want to sell it. And if I did, it would have to be to someone who wanted a race truck. This truck, I mean, I guess you could convert it back to a regular usable street truck, you know, but there's so much that it needs. I mean, it'd be more of a pain than what it'd be worth, since it is just a crusty old 2nd gen. So I'm going to put some time and effort into this thing. I'm pretty motivated. Next couple videos, I'm probably going to do a video on the engine. After it's clean, I'm going to do a teardown video on that and go through parts and stuff that we're going to be adding to it and replacing. This whole engine bay over here to clean up, that's going to be a ton of work. So I'm going to get that done. I still got to pull the rest of the drivetrain out, as you can see, just to be able to clean more stuff. I do also want to eventually take the bed off of this thing and just redo everything back here. I kind of already redid a lot back here last winter. If you watch those videos on the fuel cell and some other little odds and ends. But it's just as dirty back here as it is in the engine bay. So I kind of want to take the bed off this thing, make insides of the bed sides nice. I'm going to keep the bed like this. I don't have any plans of going to like fiberglass bed sides or anything like that. That could change. I don't know. But basically clean, paint, got some suspension work that I want to eventually get done. I'm going to remove another leaf, maybe 2, new U-bolts and new shocks. And yeah, I know I've said it 1,000 times already, but just keep a lot of cleaning. I'm hoping I can get through the cleaning and stay motivated through the cleaning so we can get to the fun stuff, like, you know, all, you know, new parts and whatnot. But for now, that's what this is. So thank you guys for watching this one. Hope this rebuild series ends up being kind of cool. It's going to go over several month time span here. So it's not going to be like one video after the next. Got a couple more videos, actually several videos that we'll be making on the Mega Cab. We got a City Diesel billet VGT actuator to do. We got a fleece in-tank lift pump to do. We have some LED switchback mirror lights to do on that truck. So I'm gonna do like how-tos on all 3 of those. So yeah, plenty more content to come, but I'm just doing it at my own pace. So if there's, you know, weeks or months in between videos, you know, is what it is. So thanks guys for watching this one. See you in the next one.